Currently in 2026, it's $2,000 for a studio apartment, which, again, if you're making minimum wage, that's 2/3 of your income. And that is how people get into debt crises. It's unsustainable to try and live that way.
It's very sad for me, and it's one of those things that just break my heart, because this city is one of the best cities you could ever live. I've met people that have come up from across the country and said, I can't believe what a nice city this is. And to have them see the housing crisis that we have here, and families and people just living in cars or on the street, or bunched up in homes like that, it really breaks my heart.
And first of all, the rent has increased to the point that it's very difficult to find a place I can afford to live in. My salary hasn't gone up that much.
Nobody gets, an 8% income increase year to year. Every year, people just fall a little farther behind.
Tenemos 2, 3 trabajos para poder sacar a la familia adelante.
I pay just about $29.70 or something like that for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Most likely going to be about $3,100 on the next rent.
Creo que el aumento de renta definitivamente me tendría el siguiente año en la calle.
About 70% of my coworkers of city of Redwood City live outside the city. They live in Antioch, that is about 2-3 hours away, depending on traffic. We need them here. We need them to live here, because that way, if in an emergency or something, they could be here and not have to wait an hour for a water main break to be fixed or a fire hydrant to be plugged.
And the rent has just been getting out of control. Haven't been able to keep up with the rent increases that the corporate landlord puts forward, which is pretty much always the maximum.
It's too expensive to find housing here. It's almost as much as my mortgage.
Unless something changes, the result is that anybody who started putting down roots here like me, or anybody who's had roots here for longer, is just going to be displaced.
Los ancianos que están viviendo con cheques limitados. Hay personas como mamás solteras y también jóvenes, estudiantes. Ese es uno de los ejemplos de las personas que están siendo afectadas.
When I was initially looking for housing, I actually couldn't get a house originally because the cost of the deposit was too high, so lived in my car for a bit.
Where I used to work at Fair Oaks Community Center, I used to see a lot of families that would come in for help, and because their rent was just going up too fast. Other families sleeping in cars in the parking lots.
Might mean that I need to move out of the area if I can't find something here, and I have so many roots here and so many connections here. Medical, but also friends, my religious organization. I'm a leader in that organization as well. And I've got people and things that I want to do, and I want to do them here. I don't want to be forced out. I'm a native. I don't want to be forced out of my home,
Y en las condiciones que estamos actualmente no son condiciones saludables. Hay muchas plagas, le faltan muchos arreglos al apartamento. Los dueños no han querido atender a las necesidades que se presentan.
We found that 87% of rental units in Redwood City are owned by corporate landlords and real estate trusts.
It's always just how much can they get and how little can they do. And it really feels that way. If I'm slightly late on rent, I get a notice immediately. If I ask for repairs, I don't hear anything for a month or 2.
Ellos lo saben perfectamente que no es saludable estar viviendo en esas condiciones, donde hay cucarachas, donde hay ratones, donde está el edificio en malas condiciones, donde no hay agua, a veces la estufa no sirve, el refrigerador no funciona.
But I've gone to apartments where you have 4, 5 families living in a 1-bedroom apartment, just stuffed in there because they can't afford the rent. If you wanted to cook, you could just reach across the bed and you could start cooking. That's how small they are. I mean, really, almost like closets. Just seeing people suffer. suffer because they have to choose between food or rent. And that's, I guess, what hurts the most. And seeing families in cars, that is really impactful for me, especially, those children.
Me da esperanza luchar, alzar mi voz y sé que con fe y esfuerzo, porque se requiere esfuerzo, se requiere lucha, lo vamos a poder lograr.
Everyone deserves dignity, be treated with respect, dignity, and have a place to live.
I really connect with the fact that this was created by people for people to try and make the city much more people-friendly, much more community-friendly.
Estamos luchando por una vivienda digna, por una vivienda justa, y los valores que tenemos es amor, respeto a nuestra comunidad.
So the measure provides a cap at 5% on annual rent increases. It also provides protections for tenants against harassment from landlords. It creates a city-run program to provide more transparency around rental units in the city. And it protects families from unjust evictions.
Sé que no es fácil el camino, pero no es imposible. La unión hace la fuerza y juntos lo podemos lograr.
Vote yes on rent control for essential workers like me, teachers, firefighters, police, and people themselves can afford to live in Redwood City.
Vote sí al control de renta porque todos merecemos un hogar seguro y estable.
Vote yes on rent control so young people like me can build a future on the peninsula.
Vote yes on rent control to protect your neighbors from unfair evictions.
Vote yes on rent control so seniors like me can keep our roots here in Redwood City.
Voten sí al control de renta para que jóvenes como yo podamos tener una vida más estable.
Vote yes on rent control for an affordable Redwood City.
We are Redwood City.
Nosotros somos Redwood City.